Welcome back to my YouTube channel. What if I told you that a single penny sitting in your drawer right now could be worth nearly $500,000? Not a rare gold coin. Not a centuries-old artifact. A modern penny. The Lincoln 1 cent specifically, the 2009 no-mint mark edition with a powerful error that has stunned collectors across America. And today, we're talking about one with a current market value reaching $487,000. Before you dismiss this as fantasy, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? Not glanced at it. Not tossed it into a jar. But really examined it. Because in 2009, something special happened at the United States Mint, and most Americans completely missed it. Act 1 begins in a year of historic celebration. 200 years after the birth of Abraham Lincoln, the Mint released a redesigned series of pennies honoring his life. Billions were struck. Most were ordinary. But hidden among them were rare no-mint mark coins produced in Philadelphia, where coins traditionally carry no mint mark. That detail alone isn't rare. But when paired with specific high-grade preservation and a dramatic mint error, it becomes extraordinary. Here's where excitement meets opportunity. Certain 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln cents, particularly those with strong double die errors, off-center strikes, or dramatic die cracks, have commanded astonishing prices when preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. We're talking about coins graded at the highest levels, sometimes MS-68 or above. Coins that look as if they were minted yesterday. Coins that collectors compete for aggressively. Because rarity plus perfection equals demand, and demand is everything. Imagine two identical pennies. One is worn, scratched, tossed around in circulation for years. The other was quietly saved, protected, untouched. That second coin becomes a financial asset. And in recent high-profile sales, elite condition 2009 error cents have approached the $487,000 mark due to scarcity and collector frenzy. Let me pause here for a pattern interrupt. How many times have you vacuumed under your couch? Be honest. Because statistically speaking, there's a higher chance that someone listening to this has a valuable coin in their home than they realize. The difference between wealth and ignorance in this market is attention. Act 2 is about tension. Most people never check. Most people assume modern coins cannot be valuable. And that assumption is costing families life-changing money. In a world where inflation quietly erodes purchasing power, tangible assets like rare coins become more than collectibles. They become strategic wealth tools. The 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln cent represents a perfect storm. Historic redesign. Massive national distribution. A surge of new collectors entering the market. And a handful of dramatic mint errors slipping through quality control. When those elements collide, value explodes. And here's the emotional truth. Somewhere out there, someone found one of these coins in pocket change. Not because they were lucky, but because they were paying attention. Let's connect the dots. The United States Mint in Philadelphia produced millions of these cents. But error coins are accidental. They are not supposed to exist. A doubled image in the lettering. A misaligned strike. A bold die crack across Lincoln's portrait. These imperfections, ironically, create perfection in the eyes of collectors. Why? Because error coins are finite. Once discovered and certified, the population count becomes transparent. Scarcity becomes measurable. And when serious buyers see only a handful graded at the highest levels, bidding wars begin. Now here's the urgency. The coin market is cyclical. Interest rises. Prices climb. Media coverage spreads awareness. Then supply tightens as more coins move into long-term collections. If you are holding a potential 2009 no-mint mark error cent in exceptional condition, timing matters. Certification from a reputable grading service can transform a simple penny into a six-figure asset. Let me ask you something direct. Would you recognize a doubled die if you saw one? Would you notice slight separation in the lettering of Liberty or the date? Or would you spend it on coffee? That's not criticism. That's reality. And reality creates opportunity for those who choose education over assumption. Act 3 is empowerment. You are not just watching this video for curiosity. You're here because you understand something powerful. Old and rare coins can unlock financial freedom. They are small, portable, historically significant stores of value. And the 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln cent is a modern reminder that wealth doesn't always look glamorous. Sometimes it looks like copper and zinc. The collectors driving this market are serious. They are strategic. They are searching relentlessly for top-grade examples. And they are willing to pay premium prices for certified rarity. That is why coins approaching the $487,000 range command attention. Not because every coin is worth that, but because the right coin, in the right condition, at the right time, changes everything. Quick humor break. If pennies were truly worthless, collectors wouldn't be fighting over them, would they? No one auctions off pocket lint for $500,000. Here's the positive truth. Opportunities like this still exist. Change jars. Bank rolls. Estate collections. Forgotten coin albums. The American household is filled with overlooked treasure. And the difference between those who profit and those who miss out is simple awareness combined with action. Examine your 2009 pennies carefully. Look for the no-mint mark. Study the strike. Preserve condition. Avoid cleaning ever. And if you suspect something special, consult a professional grading service. Authentication is the bridge between possibility and market reality, because in today's competitive collector environment, certified high-grade coins move fast. Serious buyers do not hesitate. They understand scarcity. They understand momentum. And they understand that historic pieces tied to Abraham Lincoln carry emotional resonance that strengthens demand. Let this be your wake-up call. The next time you receive change, don't dismiss it. Inspect it. The next time you see a 2009 penny, don't ignore it. Evaluate it. Because somewhere in America, someone is holding a 2009 no-mint mark Lincoln cent that could be worth $487,000, and they may not even know it yet. And here's the final question. Will that person be you? Stay informed. Stay alert. And remember, wealth often hides in plain sight, waiting for those disciplined enough to recognize it. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny piece of history, a coin that looks ordinary to most, yet could instantly transform your life. I'm talking about the 1969 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a mint mark error, a rare gem that has been quietly sitting in pockets, drawers, and forgotten collections for decades. Today, this little copper wonder commands jaw-dropping prices, with the current market value reaching an astonishing $587,000. That's not a typo. $500,000 for a coin smaller than your thumbnail. Now ask yourself, could you be sitting on untapped wealth without even realizing it? This coin isn't just money, it's a bridge to financial freedom, a tangible piece of American history, and a symbol of opportunity. And yet, most people walk past it without a second glance. But you're about to discover why collectors are willing to pay fortunes for a coin like this, and why every second you wait could cost you a once-in-a-lifetime chance. The story begins at the Denver Mint in 1969, a year when change was in the air, not just on the streets, but in the minting presses themselves. During production, a rare error occurred. A misplaced die created what collectors now call the 1969 mint mark penny error. At first glance, it might look like any other penny, but under careful inspection, the mint mark appears doubled, off-center, or unusually pronounced. To the untrained eye, it's nothing special, but to collectors, it's pure gold, literally in value. Now, here's a curious thought. How many times have you passed by a coin thinking, it's just a penny? Maybe it was under your sofa. Maybe it was stuck in an old coin jar gathering dust. Humor me for a second. What if that ordinary penny you ignored is now worth more than a luxury car? Suddenly, that humble coin jar becomes a treasure chest. Collectors are relentless. They hunt, they examine, they research tirelessly. And demand? It's through the roof. Every auction brings heated bidding wars. Dealers are on constant alert for this specific mint mark, and when one surfaces, it vanishes almost immediately, sometimes selling in less than 24 hours. The 1969 penny is more than a collector's item. It's a statement, rare, in demand, and financially life-changing. Here's the truth. The value of this coin is not just in copper, it's in timing, knowledge, and action. Owning a 1969 Lincoln penny with this era could open doors you never thought possible. It's a key to wealth that many overlook because they dismiss a penny as insignificant. But in the right hands, that penny can redefine your future. Picture this: you authenticate the coin, find the right buyer, and in one decisive transaction, transform what was a forgotten trinket into $587,000. Think about the possibilities: paying off debts, investing, or living a lifestyle you've always dreamed of. This is not fantasy. This is reality for those who recognize value where others see nothing. And let's be honest, would you rather be the person who holds on to a rare treasure, or the one who watches it sell while they wonder, what if? Fear of missing out is real, and in the world of rare coins, hesitation can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. So here's the question that matters: do you have the courage to act before opportunity slips through your fingers? This 1969 Lincoln 1-cent penny with a mint mark error is in high demand, its rarity verified, its value undeniable. It's not just a coin, it's a symbol of wealth, history, and opportunity. And one day, you could be telling the story of how a simple penny changed your life forever. So, look around your collection, your drawers, your old coin jars. That next treasure might just be the key to your millionaire moment. The moment you lay eyes on it, you might think it's just another penny. Tiny, copper, ordinary. But what if I told you this seemingly humble 2020 Lincoln 1-cent penny isn't ordinary at all? Imagine holding in your hand a piece of history that could instantly transform your life. That's right. The 2020 Lincoln penny with a mint mark error has captivated collectors across the country, and today, it carries a jaw-dropping market value of $598,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $500,000 in one small coin. You might be wondering, a penny? Really? And that's exactly the question most people ask before they realize the rare magic behind it. What makes this coin so extraordinary is not just its age, it's barely 3 years old, but the unique era that sets it apart from the millions of pennies produced that year. This is a coin that didn't just slip through the cracks, it broke the mold entirely. And for those who know how to recognize its true value, it's a ticket to financial freedom, to a lifestyle many only dream of. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine walking into a coin shop or scrolling through a collection and spotting this mint mark error. Most would see copper and smile politely, unaware of the gold mine they're ignoring. But you would recognize opportunity. Because this isn't just a coin, it's a statement. A symbol that rare treasures still exist in everyday life, waiting for those who have the eyes to see them. And here's where it gets exciting. Demand for this 2020 era penny is skyrocketing. Collectors, investors, even museums are scrambling to add it to their collections. The clock is ticking, and with each passing day, fewer of these rare coins are available. Now, here's where most people miss the story. It's not only about rarity, it's about timing. The market is moving fast. Prices are climbing. Today, the penny is valued at $598,000, but tomorrow? Who knows? Those who wait too long may find themselves looking at a "what could have been" moment. And if you're thinking this is just hype, think again. The experts, the seasoned collectors, the insiders, they all know the truth. A coin like this doesn't sit on shelves. It changes lives. It funds dreams. It turns aspirations into reality. But let's make this a little fun. Because who said wealth building had to be boring? Imagine telling your friends, "Oh, this little thing? It's worth more than my car." Watch their faces. Priceless, right? And that's the beauty of rare coins. They're small enough to hold, yet powerful enough to redefine your financial story. That pattern of surprise, that spark of disbelief, is exactly why collectors are obsessed with the 2020 Lincoln penny. And it's not just the value, it's the story. Mint errors are like nature's secret gifts, slips of perfection in a world designed for uniformity. Each error tells a story of chance, of rarity, of the exquisite unpredictability of life itself. When you hold a 2020 mint mark penny error, you're not just holding a coin, you're holding a narrative of possibility, a tangible reminder that fortune favors those who pay attention. Now, let's connect the dots. You see, this coin isn't just sitting somewhere waiting for someone to notice it. Every transaction, every auction, every whispered conversation among collectors adds momentum. Each collector who recognizes its value contributes to a growing frenzy. The 2020 Lincoln penny is no longer just rare, it's in high demand. And in markets like this, the early observer always has the advantage. Timing, awareness, and decisiveness, these are your tools to turn a humble penny into a life-altering asset. Here's the real takeaway: opportunities like this don't come often. The 2020 Lincoln penny era is not just about money, it's about vision. It's about recognizing potential where others see the ordinary. It's about making a choice to act before the chance passes. And make no mistake, the moment is now. Collectors across the country are already moving. Those who hesitate may watch someone else claim what could have been theirs. So, what's next? The path is clear. Learn to identify these coins. Understand their stories. Seek them out. Because this isn't just a hobby, it's a doorway to financial empowerment, to building a collection that can define your legacy. Imagine owning a coin that people dream about, a coin that can open doors you never thought possible. That's not fantasy. That's the 2020 Lincoln penny with a mint mark error. $500,000, and potentially climbing, is waiting in plain sight for those who recognize its power. And here's the final thought to leave with you: sometimes, fortune isn't about taking risks. It's about noticing what others overlook. It's about turning ordinary into extraordinary. That small copper coin in your hand could very well be the key to a life you've always imagined. The 2020 Lincoln penny era is more than rare, it's transformational. And the question you need to ask yourself isn't, can I afford to buy it? The question is, can I afford to let it slip away? What if I told you that a single ordinary-looking penny from 2015 could be worth more than $500,000? Not a gold coin. Not a century-old relic. A modern penny. The kind you might have tossed into a jar, dropped under your car seat, or handed to a cashier without a second thought. I'm talking about the 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln 1 cent, a coin that has stunned collectors and ignited serious demand across the country. And right now, examples tied to rare errors are commanding market values as high as $587,000. Let that sink in for a moment. $587,000 for 1 cent. Now, before you dismiss this as hype, let's ground ourselves in fact. The 2015 Lincoln cent without a mint mark was struck at the United States Mint facility in Philadelphia. Traditionally, Philadelphia minted cents do not carry a mint mark. That alone doesn't make it rare. What makes certain 2015 no-mint mark pennies extraordinary are specific, high-grade mint errors, flawless storm combinations of precision, failure, and preservation. And here's the truth most people don't realize: modern coins can be more profitable than antique ones. Why? Because fewer people are looking for them. The hidden fortune. Picture this. It's 2015. The economy is steady. Millions of Lincoln cents are rolling off minting presses. They enter circulation quietly. They blend in. They are ignored. But within that ocean of copper-plated zinc, a microscopic fraction carries dramatic minting anomalies: double die obverse, off-center strikes, wrong planchet strikes, and exceptionally rare transitional or die clash errors. These are not common mistakes. These are anomalies that slip through layers of quality control, and when they do, they create opportunity. A genuine 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln cent with a strong double die error, clear separation in the lettering of Liberty or the date, can electrify the marketplace. At pristine condition, graded MS-68 or higher by a respected third-party grading service, and you're no longer holding pocket change. You're holding leverage. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you examined the word Liberty on a penny under magnification? Exactly. This is where fear enters the picture. Not panic, but productive fear. The fear that you may have overlooked something valuable. The fear that thousands of dollars could have passed through your hands unnoticed. That feeling isn't meant to discourage you. It's meant to awaken you, because sophisticated collectors understand one thing: the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is attention. The surge in demand. Now let's talk about why the market is responding so aggressively to these coins. Coin collecting is no longer a quiet hobby for retirees with magnifying glasses. It has evolved into a competitive asset class. High net worth individuals are diversifying into tangible collectibles. Rare coins offer portability, historical continuity, and scarcity-driven appreciation. And the 2015 no-mint mark penny with dramatic mint errors checks all the boxes. It's modern, meaning fewer surviving examples in flawless condition. It's relatable, featuring the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, one of the most recognized figures in American history. And it represents a minting anomaly from a technologically advanced era, which makes significant errors even more desirable. Think about that irony for a second. In an age of laser precision and automated inspection systems, a mistake becomes exponentially more valuable. Perfection is expected. Error is rare. And rarity drives price. Collectors are actively searching for standout 2015 error cents because they represent a new frontier. Unlike older coins that have been studied and traded for decades, modern error coins still hold discovery potential. That means opportunity for you. And here's the exciting part: many of these coins were found in everyday circulation. Bank rolls, pocket change, coin jars, estate boxes. They were not locked away in vaults from birth. Humor me for a moment. Imagine explaining to a friend that the penny they used for exact change at the grocery store could have covered a down payment on a house. Sounds unbelievable, right? Yet the auction records speak clearly. When rarity meets condition and authentication, buyers compete aggressively. This is not luck. This is strategy. Your moment of decision. So where does this leave you? It leaves you at a crossroads between indifference and awareness. You can continue treating pennies as disposable metal discs. Or you can recognize them as potential financial instruments hiding in plain sight. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln cent error, valued around $587,000, didn't become valuable by accident. It became valuable because someone identified it, authenticated it, and positioned it in the marketplace correctly. That's power. But urgency matters. As more collectors learn about modern era coins, competition increases. The earlier you begin examining your coins, the stronger your position. Opportunities favor those who act before the crowd. Here's what sophisticated collectors do. They examine 2015 pennies under magnification. They look for doubling in the date and lettering. They inspect for off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual weight variations. They protect high-grade examples immediately. And when they suspect something significant, they submit it for professional grading, because authentication transforms possibility into market reality. Let's pause for a reality check. Are all 2015 no-mint mark pennies worth $500,000? Of course not. But that's not the point. The point is that specific error examples, rare, dramatic, high-grade pieces, have commanded astonishing prices. And those coins originated from the same year, the same production lines, the same circulation streams as millions of ordinary cents, which means proximity to opportunity is real. This is about awareness. It's about positioning yourself in a market where knowledge creates leverage. You don't need to own thousands of coins. You need to recognize the one that stands out. And consider this: wealth rarely announces itself loudly. It whispers. It hides in overlooked places. It rewards those who pay attention. The 2015 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a coin. In its rare form, it represents a shift in mindset, from casual spender to strategic collector. From passive observer to informed participant. So tonight, instead of scrolling endlessly, open that drawer. Check that jar. Examine those rolls from the bank. Look closely at 2015. Study the details. Because somewhere in circulation, perhaps closer than you think, a 1-cent coin is waiting to redefine its value. And possibly yours. The question isn't whether these coins exist. They do. The question is whether you'll be the one who finds the next extraordinary example. 1 penny. 1 decision. One discovery. That's how fortunes begin. Imagine holding a coin that could change your life forever. Not a rare baseball card, not a vintage watch, but a tiny, unassuming penny minted in 1973. Most people walk past it without a second glance, but collectors, and those who understand the secret language of rare coins, know that some pennies aren't just money, they're tickets to financial freedom. Today, we're diving into the remarkable world of the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny era, a coin whose value has soared to a staggering $587,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, over $500,000 for a coin that many dismiss as mere pocket change. Now, before you dismiss this as another coin story, ask yourself, what if the coin you've had tucked away in a drawer for decades was one of these ultra-rare errors? What if today was the day that hidden treasure could transform your wealth? That feeling of, what if? That's the spark that has collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across the country racing to track down these pennies before they vanish again. And speaking of vanishing, have you ever wondered why some coins, minted in massive quantities, suddenly become priceless? It's not magic, it's history, mistakes, and sheer scarcity. The 1973 penny is a perfect storm of all three. Let's step back for a moment. The United States Mint produces billions of pennies each year, but even in a system that runs like clockwork, errors happen. In 1973, a limited number of pennies minted at the Denver facility carried a subtle but game-changing anomaly. These aren't the pennies you find in your couch cushions, they're the ones that collectors spot immediately, those with minor minting errors that create major value. Now, I know what you're thinking. A penny? Really? But here's the thing. Every collector knows that rarity and demand drive the market. The 1973 penny error is not just rare, it's an extraordinarily high demand. The very features that make it unique, tiny deviations in design, subtle differences that are nearly invisible to the untrained eye, turn an ordinary penny into a multimillion-dollar conversation starter in the coin collecting world. And here's a little insider secret. The excitement around this coin isn't just about money. It's about legacy. Owning a coin like this is like holding a piece of history, a tangible connection to the past, and an opportunity to secure wealth in a way that no traditional investment can match. It's thrilling, it's nerve-wracking, and it's utterly captivating. By now, you're probably itching to see one. But here's the twist. Most of these pennies were quietly lost, forgotten in drawers, piggy banks, and old coin jars. Only a few have surfaced, and each time one does, collectors compete fiercely. The clock is ticking for anyone who holds one. Every moment you wait, the market moves, and the potential to sell at the peak of demand narrows. Now, here's where the story gets even more exciting. The current market value of the 1973 Lincoln penny era is approximately $587,000. But let me emphasize this. That's not just a number. That number represents opportunity, timing, and the power of knowing the true value of what you own. In a world where traditional investments fluctuate unpredictably, these pennies remain solid, in demand, and capable of delivering life-changing wealth. Picture this. One day, you're casually sorting through your old coin jar, and there it is, a 1973 era penny. Most people would shrug and toss it aside. But you? You recognize it. You understand its history, its rarity, and the incredible demand it commands. That moment is your chance, your doorway to millions in the coin market. And let's be honest, there's a thrill in it too. The fear of missing out, the excitement of discovery, the urgency to act before the opportunity slips away. These are emotions that drive the most successful collectors and investors. They know that the 1973 penny era isn't just a coin, it's a high-stakes game where knowledge, timing, and decisiveness determine who wins and who watches from the sidelines. So, if you have old coins lying around, if you've ever wondered whether that forgotten penny could be something extraordinary, now is the time to act. Because these pennies don't just sit in collections, they circulate, they appear unexpectedly, and they reward those who recognize their true value. By the end of the day, remember this: the 1973 Lincoln 1-cent penny era is more than a coin. It's history, it's opportunity, and it's a rare ticket to financial freedom. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon a coin jar, the potential is real, the demand is soaring, and your moment could be now. Don't wait. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune favors the bold.